Okay, welcome back. We're going to go back to our Learn page for our project, and we're going to start on the second one. So if I go back here, let's do the animate along an object path. Let's see, we don't want to save that yet. And here's what we got going on. As we can see over on this side here, maybe I can make it a little bigger for the animation part. We're going to animate this red car to go along the path, and we want it to stay in the middle of the lane. So what we have to do is we have to draw a curved path. We're going to use the pen tool, which is up here in our toolbar, to do that. There's a couple ways and a few little tricks we can do to get different types of lines for that. So the first thing we need to do is we need to click on the correct layer where we're going to put the line. We don't want the line to actually go on the red car, yellow car to the road. We just want it to go on the background. So we're going to click on the background layer here, okay? And then we're going to go up and select our pen tool. Now, when I get over here, we're going to, I want to make this larger so I can see what's going on. So I'm going to minimize this now. And there's two different types of ways to draw with your pen tool. I can get squared off corners. Okay, let me demonstrate that. If I click here and I draw and click here, you notice all my corners are very square. Okay, I want to undo that. So I'm gonna just delete that line, and delete that one. All right, but if I click and I hold my button down, what you notice is these little handles come up both sides, and that's going to control the amount of curve that I have on my road, and those are called bezier curve handles. All right, so now I click once and I pull down. I'm going to click a second time and pull down again, okay? And you notice all of these lines are curvy. I can do small ones, I can do large ones, okay? So if I get too large, it controls and pulls the curve way out. So I'm just going to undo those real quick. And we want to do those nice curved lines following the middle of the lane going down our highway. So in order to do that, I need to start off screen. So if your screen and your different windows look like this, you can't start over here in the property background or the project folder. You have to start in the composition window. So just move your window over so you can start over here. We want to just start slightly off screen. I'm going to hold my button down and drag a little bit. About there's fine. And then I'm going to come over here where the next curve in the road is going to be. And this is a little bigger curve, so I can go here. It looks like it curves a little bit here. Okay. And I'm just going to kind of follow the line around. Now, I'm going to intentionally show one a little too close to the edge of the road here because I want to show you how to fix that in a second. Okay, and we go here. I'm going to do this one a little crooked, and we're going to go off screen right here. All right, so now we have the line drawn. If we need to make some adjustments, how do we do that? The panel over here explains, so maximize this. It says if we need to reposition it, all you got to do is click on the anchor points, which are these little boxes here, and you can grab them and move them around. So once I click on an anchor point, I can drag the anchor point back to the middle of the lane, and I can grab these bezier handles and I can stretch them or I can shrink them, and I can readjust the angle that they're running. So I want to kind of match the middle of my handles here to the center of my lane. Okay, so and I don't really want them overlapping with the next one on the lane. So if this one's too close, I can slide it down. I can shrink these handles up a little bit and kind of fine tune my curve. Now this is going to be necessary for some of your projects in the future. If you have to draw a specific line to have your effect follow in here, maybe you have lights or fireworks going around, or you install something in your screen that's going to fly around your screen. Okay, that looks pretty good. So fine tune your line, and then we're ready to go down to the next part here. All right, so our path is made. What's next? All right, now we need to create the motion of our car. So we have our line made, and it's added as a mask underneath that layer setting. So if I open up my layer here, you see here's the mask. Okay, that's the line that we drew. So we're going to copy the position of the mask and we're going to paste it onto the position of the car. All right, so we need to open up our red car here. And with the background layer selected, we're going to press M to reveal our mask. So let me see if I highlight this. I click this layer and I hit M. All right, what that does is it opens up the mask panel. That's kind of the shortcut for there. So I could open it up manually, or I can just hit M for mask. Okay. I'm going to click on the word mask path to select the path. Okay, so here's mask path, that's hard to say. And I'm going to copy it. So I'm going to Control C for copy. Okay. That's a little different. I could do copy expression only, but I just want to do a straight up copy. So if you can remember the shortcut on your keyboard, Control C, select mask path, Control C, and then we're going to click on the red car. I want to click on P for position. Okay, if that's hidden, I can, and I don't remember, I can open this up and then I can click on position. Okay, so I could do it the long way. And now I'm going to go with position highlighted, Control V. Now that pasted the position of my car onto the mask, and you can see it right here. Okay, let me pull that down. All right, next, what do we got? We're almost there. Now we're going to give it a command to actually have the path follow the car follow the path. So what we need to do is we're going to play the animation. We know that if I hit play, it slides along the path, but it doesn't actually auto-orient. It doesn't turn to follow the path. Okay, so we want to change that. We're going to select orient along the path. So how do we do that? We want to open the auto orient dialog box. Okay, so I'm going to do Control O because we're using Windows. Okay, let's save this here real quick. And I'm going to call this one, I forgot to look what it was called. We're going to call it path animation. I'm going to call it car path animation. Okay, and put your name on it. This I'm going to do video version, Mr. K. All right, so that way when you turn it in, then we can do that. So let's see, Control O was open. So I have to do Control Alt O. Okay, so it's 3 buttons. So hold Control. Let me go back. It wanted to open a new project. So I want to go back to my car path animation. I have this, so Control and then Alt and then O. Okay, Control Alt O. Auto orientation or orientate along path. I do that. Okay, and now let's hit spacebar on. Okay, it didn't work. Let's try and make sure we have the car and the position highlighted here. Control Alt O. And I click OK again. And nope, doesn't like it. Now, let's try it reading one more time. Let's use audio. Now, with the red car selected, press R to open rotation panel. Okay, we have the red car selected. Here, we're going to do R for rotate. Here's rotation. Okay, and we're going to drag the angle until the front of the car is lined up with the road. So we just need to set the very first starting rotation. So I can go here and I can drag it right or left. And it looks like these are the brighter headlights in the front, so I want it to orient that way. Now, let's try it. Okay, here we come down the path, and now it does. So when we set it to auto orient, it did. It just didn't know the original starting angle that we wanted the car. It kind of picked an angle in space. So a couple of steps. We need to attach the mask of the path to the car. We do that with position. Okay, if I open this up, we can kind of see everything that's going on in here. We did transform position, and then we just attach that to the road, and then we auto-oriented with Control Alt O, and then we changed the rotation for that. We are almost done with this. So we need to render it. Remember how to render it. If you do, you can leave off on the video and render it. If not, go up here to composition. We are going to add to our render queue. That should pop up here. I'm going to keep best settings, H264 for my MP4. And this I want to change to car path animation, but I want to change the end so that it just goes as an MP4. And save that, and you can submit that as soon as you hit render and let it roll. So thanks for joining me in part 2 of this short mini series. 3 more to go, and you are going to be a pro on animation here for different ways to animate your objects. We'll see you in the next one.